Welcome back, students, for a lecture number 3, that is on microbes in human welfare. In a previous lecture, we were discussed about chemicals, enzymes, and other bioactive molecules. Today, we are going to understand about microbes in a sewage treatment. As already we were known, that is a sewage means in Kannada we are saying it as a wastewater, or we are saying it as a wastewater from the drains from our home, what we were sending out by the pipes waste products, that is said it as a sewage. That treatment we are using microorganisms. Sewage is the municipal waste water containing a large human excreta. It contains organic waste and pathogens. Before discharging into the natural water bodies, sewage water is made less polluted by the treating in a sewage treatment plants. Generally, we are saying it as ESTPs. Mainly, this municipal wastewater will be collected in a one unit. There, we are going to have the treatment with the help of microorganisms, and that will be made less pollutant by treating with a sewage treatment plants. As here you can observe the sewage treatment plant. Here it is a unit, completely it is showing with a sewage treatment plant. How it will be coming from the drains and it will be collected in tanks, and that will be treated with the microorganisms, and then filtration process. Primary and secondary treatment will be we are observing here in this. Totally it will be made it as a less pollutant waters. After that, this will be sent into the farmers' lands. This all cycle is, we are saying it as a sewage treatment plant. Here are some pictures you can observe where the drain from the areas were coming into the in a collection point. Second one, you are observing wastewater has entered into the treatment unit plant. After that treating, it will be sent into the tank, which will be clearing the filtration process as well as microorganisms treatment. After that, fourth one, you are observing clear water that will be sent into the some of one or other farmers' lands with a clear or a less pollutant waters. Primary microbes in a sewage treatment, it is consisting of two stages. As we are known, sewage is treated in a sewage treatment plants, make it as a less polluting water. This is having that includes with us two stages. That is, the first one is a primary treatment, and the second one is a secondary treatment. Under that, we are observing that is the first primary treatment of sewage water. It involves the physical removal of sewage particles through a filtration and sedimentation. In a first point, as they are saying, it is involving with a physical removal of sewage particles through the filtration. Filtration means that which is a waste products, that is a plastics, waste papers, waste clothes, etc. This will be removed by the filtration process. And second one is a sedimentation, the weighted material which will be sent into the downside, that will be settled down. That settling down is said it as a sedimentation process. Initially, floating debris is removed by the filtration process, as I said earlier, which is maybe a waste products, waste cloths, waste plastic material, that will be floating materials or a floating debris. That will be removed first by the process, said it as a filtration process. After that, the grid or a soil and small fables are removed by the sedimentation. In condition of a soil, or it may be a small fables, stones, that will be having a weight material that will be settled down in a water, so that will be settled down. During the settling down, by the process called it as a sedimentation process, this will be removed out. Next point, all solid that settle from the primary sludge and the supernatant forms the effluents. Effluent means here factory wastes. Effluent means here it is a factory waste. Factory waste will also they are sending into the drains. That all solid that settles from the primary sludges and the supernatant forms the effluent. The effluents of a primary settling tank is taken for a secondary treatment. Whatever the remaining material after the filtration and sedimentation process, that all will be taken into the secondary treatment for making a less pollutant water. Now, after the primary treatment, we are entered into the secondary treatment of sewage water. After the primary effluents, that is a factory waste, is passed into the large aeration tanks. This allows the vigorous growth of useful aerobic microorganisms. The aeration tank means it will be containing the a which require of an with the need of an air or oxygen, the microorganisms will activate it. This way, the aeration tanks that will be given agitators. Here, this aerobic microorganisms will vigorously growth will be taking place. It will makes the removing of effluents. These microbes consumes the major part of the organic matter in the effluents, which is present in a factory waste, that is organic matter. This all microorganisms will consumes maximum will be consuming by the organic matter which is present in a effluents. This significantly reduces the BOD, that is biochemical oxygen demand of the effluents. This will be reduces the BOD. About BOD, we are having a next slide. What is a BOD? What is a biochemical oxygen demand? We will discuss in a next slide. Okay, after that, once the BOD of sewage reduced, if the BOD of sewage is reduced, that effluent is then passed into the settling tank, that will be sent to the next tank, that is a settling tank, where the bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment. This sediment is called as a activated sludge. One marks important, that is a activated sludge. The bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment. The sediment is called as a activated sludge. This activated sludge is pumped into the anaerobic sludge digester, means that which organisms or microbes which they are unable to take the oxygen, where that is said as a anaerobic sludge digester. In the anaerobic sludge digester, anaerobic bacteria digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. This anaerobic bacteria will digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. During this time, by the digestion of anaerobic bacteria, that is a bacteria and fungi, during this bacteria produces biogas. During this bacteria produces the biogas. The effluent, that is a factory waste from the secondary treatment plant, is released into the natural water body like a rivers and streams, or it will be used directly into the agriculture farms. After removing all the waste by the effluents, this can be converted into the useful water. This is about the microbes in a sewage treatment. Mainly it is consisting of two important stages. First one is a primary treatment, second one is a secondary treatment. Secondary treatment is also known as biological treatment because of the presence of microorganisms, that is a aerobic bacteria as well as anaerobic bacteria. So it is called it as a biological treatment. During the anaerobic bacteria, those will be producing with a sludge digesters. We are said it as sludge digesters. During that, they are producing gases like CH4, H2S and CO2 during the production of biogas. During a secondary treatment, we came across with a BOD, that is a biochemical oxygen demand. That is, we are said as a BOD in a short form. BOD is the amount of oxygen required to oxidize total organic matter by a bacteria in a 1 liter of water. It is called it as a biochemical oxygen demand. BOD measures the organic matter present in the water. Greater the BOD of the wastewater, more is its a polluting potential. As we know already, that is a microbes in a sewage treatment. As a sewage water, where earlier they used to directly drain into the forest, Ganga. Earlier, wastewater will be sent directly into the Ganga river or a Yamuna river. So that government has declared, the Ministry of Environment and Forest has initiated Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan to save from the water pollution. This is under the again with a sewage treatment plant itself. Thank you.